In our building where we have our studio, we have mice, little field mice, and they have little passageways that they've carved in between the different units. And there's a little hole in the wall in our upstairs studio room, and I keep that hole there because that's where I trap these little mice. It's better to trap them and then put them outside than to just let them to keep trying to block the holes. So I got a little guy in here now. I'm gonna open up the box and we'll see what happens. What does he do? Oh, here he goes. Cute little things. Christ, I just realized there's another guy in here. Alright, I'm gonna open it back up again. I looked. Look. What's he doing? Is he even alive? He is. He's alive, but he's stunned or something. He doesn't know what to do. Oh, little guy. You need to... Oh, little guy. You need to get out of there. Oh, he probably needs some water. Okay, so I'm gonna put him... I'm gonna get him some water. I'm gonna use this as a cup. I'm gonna get some water. I'm gonna get this guy. Here, buddy. Look. You need water. Oh, look. Look. He stood up. I'm gonna get some more water for him. Look. Look. I'm trying to point the camera here. Yes. Oh man, he's like he's programmed because he's been trying to get out. Probably been in there for a day or two. This is kind of rude. Oh, little guy. But look. No. He is revitalizing though. It is working. So now I'm gonna put him out here. Put him right here. He's gonna be in the... Go on and get out. Yeah. Yeah, he's not looking too good. He's not looking too good. That other guy was just jumped out. He was all right. See, when I put water on his nose, he moves. Yeah. You're okay now, buddy. Yeah, you know, I'm just gonna leave him there. Oh, look, there he goes. He's moving. Oh, look. All he has to do is eat some of these greens, and he'll get his water needs met. But he's not that strong right now. Okay, I'm gonna leave him here for a while and come back. See how he's doing in an hour. He's been moving. And if you look closely, you can see he's breathing. And he's been moving a little bit. Yeah. We don't know. He kind of perched himself up there on that. Just looks terrible. Kind of perched himself up there on that. Oh, he needs to kind of get over this thing. See? Kind of needs to get into... You don't want him to get all locked into that. Come on, buddy. Get your legs over and get into the grass there, into the woods where you belong. But see, oh look, you see him now? Look, can you tell what he's doing? He's reaching up. His eye is open. There he is. It's kind of like he's reaching up to eat something. Look, there he is. His eye is open, but he's still not moving around much. Come back in a little while. So he kind of took another step into the woods. Back into the woods. He took another step on his own. But he's still chilling. So when I come back, he may not be here. That'd be a good sign. Sad news. I think he's gone. See? If you can see, he's right there. That's his fur. If I poke him, he's not moving at all anymore. These guys are out here doing their thing. Yeah, he didn't make it. Isn't that interesting? I tried. But you know, so I opened the box. And one little mouse jumped out, totally alive, flew on, jumping on, to live out his life cycle. This guy was at the end of his. I don't know how long this guy had been in there. Maybe, I said a day, but probably maybe a couple days. The thing about these little guys is they don't live that long anyway. I'm not sure how long they live. Maybe they live a month or two. Maybe live a few months. Maybe they live a few weeks. Probably a few months or something. And I don't know how long they live, but I know that they got to constantly be digging and burrowing, and I've trapped a lot of them, and I've found a lot of dead ones. And they will just burrow themselves into the walls and then just die in there. And so that's how it goes. That's the two sides of the coin. One goes towards the sun and one goes towards the night. And that's how it works. That's just how it works. And without that dark side, without that death part of the cycle, there is no cycle. There is no life. None of this would happen. The creation itself would never even flash into existence. It's completely and absolutely dependent on death. That one little guy right there sacrificed so the other guy could live. He didn't know he was doing that. He wasn't doing that for that other little mouse specifically, but in the overall greater picture, everything that dies does so on behalf of everything that lives. And you got to accept both sides of the coin. If you don't accept both sides of the coin, then you're living in a constant state of unnecessary suffering, fear. And really, you know, the mouse has a mythological meaning in many ancient cultures. The mouse is related to fear, because the mouse is very fearful. The mouse is always on alert because he is prey, easy prey. So when the mouse shows up in your life, you know, you can look at it mythologically. And it's interesting how in my movie of life, it's been about understanding the dark side. It's been about understanding duality and the relationship that the shadow side of life has to life itself. And it's not really a coincidence, or an accident, I should say, that when I open up the box, both representations are inside the box. Life and death are inside the box. What's in the box? What's in that? What's in the cave? What's in Pandora's box? What's in the closet? What's in that dark room at the bottom of the stairs? And it's interesting because a friend sent me the story of Bluebeard just today. Last night and today I read it. Pretty much at the same time that I discovered these mice. And as this woman in the story goes down into the basement of Bluebeard's castle, and she finds the dead bodies of his prior wives, and it's horrific. And then he figures out that she has broken his rules, and then he is going to kill her. And she is saved at the last minute by her brothers, and then they kill him, and then she inherits his riches. And I was asking her what that means, and I almost have my answer here. When you go down into that dark cave, at that dark place, that closet at the bottom of the stairs, and you confront the deepest, darkest, most horrific shadow that lives in there, and you go through the near-death experience, you can come out on the other side absolutely wealthy, with a new lease on life. If you turn the dark night of the soul into a transformation, into a metamorphosis, there is a whole new life for you on the other side. That's a beautiful thing about human beings. That's what the alchemical symbol of the Ouroboros, the snake eating its tail, the snake which sheds its own skin, means. Or the analogy of the caterpillar that becomes a butterfly. That organism gets to live 2 lives. It's 2 cycles in one. And the human being has that capacity too. In fact, the human being has been known to recreate itself multiple times in one lifetime. If you look at Marion Woodman's story, that's a great example. If you are willing to go down into the depths of your psyche when it calls you, when the forces of death are creeping up on you and threatening to pull you under, instead of succumbing to them and giving in, you can actually embrace those depths, and you can actually go into those waters with your eyes open. You can actually turn and face the enemy and go towards it. And you get a different outcome than if you just give in. This little mouse, which represents fear, and comes at a time in my life when I am just barely crashing through. I am just now getting through all these deep levels of fear that I have had for many years about this new phase of my life, which is now beginning. And I've spent almost 12 years now practically in a cave, in an artist's studio, recreating myself from the inside out. And to a great degree, it has been a very satisfying process, like the creation of any art is. But it's also been a process that has it's been a process that I've been very anxious about, and there's been a lot of fear. And I'm starting to come out of the cave now. And I've been coming out of the cave for a couple of years now. But I feel like there is I just feel like I've reached an even higher level. And I could go on and on about the different symbols and the different things that are going on right now that signify to me that I am at the threshold of another stage. But this box with the mice is the one that I think is, it's what I'm on right now. And the fearful mice were in the box. And I opened the box, and one died, and one jumped out, just alive as could be. Part of me is dying, and has been dying for 12 years, since late 2004, when I had a deeply meaningful traumatic experience that indicated to me that it was time to go in and to do the shadow work. And there's many more phases to go. I'm just now getting out of the Negrito. And this is just one of the signs that my intuition about all of this is correct. It's time to get out of the cave and go get into the sun, because there's another phase beginning now. I should add an addendum here. I really have to honor this little guy right there. Look at him. This little guy that's in there, this little mouse, this scared little mouse that represents a part of me. That is passing on. A part of me that is dying, that has died, so that another part of me can live. And I really have to honor this little mouse who really is me. This little guy really is me. So, little mousy, I love you. I totally honor you. I know what you're all about. I know why you're afraid. I know what living life, always afraid of predators and survival, is like. I know what that's like. Living on the edge of survival. I've been there many times. I know what your life is like. And now it's time for me to live a different way. So thank you for that sacrifice.